The News 4 Jax I-Team is pouring through documents and public records released by the town of Surfside, and they reveal engineers were aware of structural deficiencies in the Champlain Tower South condominium years before its collapse last week. I-Team investigator Tarek Miner joins us now with what he's found. Tarek.
Well, these documents reveal that an engineering consulting firm noted extensive and costly repairs were needed to fix what they called systemic issues with Champlain Tower South. While Morabito Consultants didn't warn of an imminent danger of collapse, they did note deteriorating concrete and rebar. Documents and photos released by the town of Surfside through public records requests reveal that engineers were aware of water intrusion throughout Champlain Tower South in 2018. An engineering report uncovered abundant cracking and spalling of concrete columns, beams, and walls in the condo's parking garage. These pictures reveal damage to columns on the ground floor garage, including hairline cracking at the underside of floor slabs in the garage. This photo shows the concrete delaminating or dividing and breaking apart at the garage entrance. This photo shows water intrusion at various rail posts and deterioration at the balcony soffits and more cracking at the balcony floor slabs. According to newly released documents, Morabito Consultants say that waterproofing under the pool deck had failed and had been improperly laid flat instead of sloped, preventing water from draining off. They write, the failed waterproofing is causing major structural damage to the concrete structural slab below these areas. Failure to replace the waterproofing in the near future will cause the extent of the concrete deterioration to expand exponentially. The firm writes, beneath the pool deck, where the slab had been epoxy injected, new cracks were radiating from the originally repaired cracks. The building was in the midst of its 40-year recertification process, and it was suggested the major repairs be conducted in a timely manner. Jacksonville condominium and construction lawyer Barry Ansbacher says that was the responsibility of the Champlain Tower South Condominium Board, made up of people who own condos there.
Ultimately, the board of directors, the board of administration of a condominium, these are the individuals who are elected by the association to be the leadership. And they have a responsibility to everybody in that community, everybody in that building, to make sure that the building is being properly kept up, to make sure if there's deferred maintenance that it's dealt with. So while they may not be responsible for the conditions, and I'm certainly not suggesting that, if they knew about there being a problem, they certainly have a duty to make sure that it's acted upon.
Ansbacher says generally members of Florida's condominium associations work on a voluntary basis and can't be held responsible for bad decisions, acts, or omissions or negligence. There are, however, some exceptions.
If a board member acts with what's considered recklessness, meaning that there is a high probability that there can be somebody who is going to be hurt or danger to property, in those instances, they could be personally responsible as well as to the condominium association itself.
Morabito Consulting, the engineering firm that did that 2018 inspection, was hired again this spring by the condo board to begin the 40-year recertification process.